Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beckett. Oh, I got like layers. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm gonna do my December book haul part 3. So if you've seen the other two, I've had quite a collection. I've done my all my science fiction and fantasy, and then I also did, what was the first one? Oh, all my used books. So that was kind of a mixed thing. So anyway, so now I'm going to do kind of the what's left, which is kind of my history, my classics, some historical fiction, and then just some fiction. So here we go. So the first one, I'm not even so sure what this is truly about, but this is, ooh, that's not going to work. Here we go. The Traveling Cat Chronicles by Hiro Arikawa. I saw this on Mel's Bookland Adventures, and I think she liked it, I'm hoping, because I picked it up. And I know it has to do with a cat traveling around, and I think with some people or something. I don't know. I don't remember now. It's not the journey that counts, but who is on your side. So they go on a road trip, I guess, someone and the cat. So anyway, I couldn't help it. It was cute. And it was cats, you know. So that was kind of, oh, here, hold on. And then I got a couple of classics. I got John Fowles' The Collector. I had been wanting to read this because a lot of people mention it as, you know, the basis for, or, you know, on the phenomenon of collecting people. And it's always been one of those ones where, you know, I've heard a lot about it, but I hadn't read it. So I finally got a copy of it. So I just wanted to try it. And then I got the We by, oh, I can't think how, oh, don't even ask me to say that name. I know that this is the book that I think came out before 1984 and before Brave New World. I think it is, and that they think that the other two books were maybe loosely, or one of them or maybe not, just 1984 was loosely based off. So I wanted to get this one because I plan to read 1984 this year. I read Brave New World in 2017, so I wanted to read this one in 1984 this year. What are my cats doing? Oh, they're crazy. They're on like a sliding desk. I don't know. Anyway, so I wanted to read this. It's not very long, but again, it's dystopian, so it'll probably take me time. It's not my favorite genre, but it's one of those ones where it's a classic where I've never read it, and now that I know about it, I want to read it. So speaking of classics, I went ahead and bought some books that I've been meaning to buy for years and actually didn't know they were as many as they were. So I got the next two. There's two books of the D'Artagnan series that I've never read. I don't even know how to say those names. So let's see, Louise de la Verre or something. I can't even get it to look. And then the other one is the Vicomte de Bragelonne, I think, or something like that. Anyway, so I think this is 3 and 4 of the D'Artagnan Romances series by Alexander Dumas. So I've read The Three Musketeers, and I have 20 years after, I think is after, had it for years. Took me forever to find that book when I was younger, because I read Three Musketeers when I was a teenager, and then I wanted to continue on, but I never did, because I wanted to get to the Count of Monte Cristo, or no. Is that the one? Yes. Which is number 5. No, that's not right. The Man in the Iron Mask is number 5. So I've never got that far. So, but I didn't realize that there was another book after 20 years after. And I guess I think it's both of these, you know. I'm not sure if they were separate books or they're just parts of books. I actually don't know how this all goes. But I got them so that I can do a reread of The Three Musketeers at some point, and then continue on with the D'Artagnan romances and finish them out. Because I've never read The Man with the Iron Mask, and I want to read the stuff in the middle before I get there. So, and then I also want to read the Count of Monte Cristo. That's why it was in my head and I got confused. And then I also got another Alexander Dumas book, the Black Tulip. I actually didn't remember anything. I heard about this before, but I think I saw this on somebody else's channel, but I can't remember who. But anyway, it was short. And it's about flowers. I don't know, it's about the tulip. I'm not quite even sure how this all works. So I just thought it was I would try it and see if I like some of his shorter work rather than all of his big long ones. I also got 2 nonfiction books. One is Genoble Prayer by, I don't know how to say her name, sorry. And this was one I saw, I think they read it in November for Mel's Bookland Adventures Read Around the World book club. And I wanted to join in, but at the time I'd already, I can't remember, I couldn't get the book. First of all, I could not find it in my used bookstores, or the new bookstores around me. So I had to order it and it didn't come until really late. So I didn't get to this one, but it's one I wanted to read. It sounds really fascinating because, again, some of us of a certain age remember when it happened, or, that hearing about it on the news and the fallout and all that stuff. And I wanted to read more about the area and the people who had to deal with it. So it sounds really cool. So I really want to read that pretty soon. And then a book I picked up because Book Olive talked about it, and it just sounded fascinating, was H is for Hawk by Helen MacDonald. And so, I don't know, it just sounded neat about somebody who starts working with a hawk, or a goshawk. And it just sounded fascinating. She seemed to really like it, and I haven't read many books on birds or people's relationships with them, but I know I have friends who've gone and done the falconry or done that with that day where they get to go and play with birds. So I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to read that. Historical fantasy, historical, well, actually, I actually don't know. This is historical history for sure, or historical fiction. Is The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton. I've heard a lot about this. This is one of those books that I hear a lot of people talk about, but I don't know anybody personally myself who've read it, so I'd never picked it up. And then I finally heard a description of it that sounded really cool. So I think I'm going to pick it up. I know it has to do with a young bride who gets a little miniature display thing of her house, or maybe of her town. I don't know. It's like as a gift. Oh, it was her home. And then there's something odd that goes around, something to do with she gets little pieces for the house, and then some things are not quite right. So there's some kind of mystery in there too. I don't know. It just sounded really cool, and I know a lot of people have liked this in the past, so I'm willing to give it a try. And then I picked up, Ange from Beyond the Pages and Kate Howe and Mel's Bookland Adventure, they've all been reading Mary Stewart books. And I think it's hilarious because I read those all when I was a teenager, all the ones that they were reading. And I mean, I think right now they're reading one of the later ones that I read later. But the point is I read all those books and it just makes me laugh. But their covers are so pretty. I have like the really ancient, like 60s, covers and 70s that my mom bought or we found used or whatever. Because my mom has a set and I have a set, and because Mary Stewart was one of our favorites for that, for little mysteries, and they're cozy mysteries. I just love them. But anyway, I found online one of them I've never seen before, and that was 2 of her shorter stories, and I didn't know she had any short stories. And this is The Wind Off the Small Isles and The Lost One. So I picked it up because I didn't have them, and I thought, oh, I'll just try them. So again, I'm hoping they're like her other stuff, which is, in these genre ones. I know that she also writes the Arthurian stuff, and I've just never really cared for her in that way, but I in her stuff. But her mysteries are just awesome. So I'm not sure about this, but little short stories. But I love the covers. I really want to buy all the pretty covers that I see on Ange's channel. They're so pretty. I want them. But I have no justification since I have copies of everything. But they're still pretty. And then I picked up, kind of on a whim, was Record of a Night Too Brief by Hiromi Kawakami. Now, I've read her Strange Weather in Tokyo, and I have the other book, the Noko Thrift Shop, I think, still to read. But this is 3 stories about 3 young women experiencing loss, loneliness, and extraordinary romance. So I wanted to try her short stories. I think her stories are very quiet, and I think maybe her short stories might be better for me. Her other books are not that big. It's just they're really slow. And so I thought, well, maybe if they're shorter novella size, they might be better. So I don't know. I picked it up. I don't know. Again, short stories and me don't usually click, but I'm hoping with her it'll be better. And then I picked up I Captured the Castle by Dodie Smith, I think. Dodie Smith. I don't know a whole lot about this. This is, again, one of those books everybody's talking about because it was out of print for so long, and then all of a sudden it's getting reprinted. And it has to do with a younger woman, you know, I think she's a teenager. I'm not sure, but she's chronicling her life. And it sounds very interesting, coming of age kind of thing. And I don't know, I heard a lot of people talking about it, and I picked up a copy. I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know, it sounds, you know, a lot of people are talking about it, and again, I just sounded good. And then I picked up SPQR, A History of Ancient Rome by Mary Beard. I've been wanting to read something by Mary Beard for a while. This book has been like on my radar for a long time. I've been wanting just to check it out, and I got a really good price on this book. So I got it. And my dad will probably want to read it after me. But I'm just looking forward to getting into some ancient history, and ancient Rome is definitely one of those ones I've read a lot of books on that would be nice to check out, one that I know a lot of people have talked about. So I'm gonna check that one out. And then the last one was kind of a splurge for me, but it just seems so cool, and that is the Phantom Atlas by Edward Brooke Hitchings, and The Greatest Myths, Lies, and Blunders on Maps. And of course, it's just a beautiful cover, first of all. But it has like maps and things, and it explains how they got things wrong and where things are missing and what they added to it, and like little myths and lies and things. I mean, again, it's hard to, I don't know. I haven't really looked at it much. But, you know, it just looks really cool. And again, I saw it on Jen Campbell's channel, but I just love maps and things. And so, you know, I bought two books, one called On the Map and the other one Off the Map, which I want to read. And this is the third book that I was thinking of kind of doing a companion series to read all those and see what they all say and the differences between them. They're all nonfiction books about maps, and I always love to look at maps. As I said, that was one thing I loved to do as a kid, is to look at my dad's National Geographic maps that came in every month. Yeah, it was really cool. So, anyway, so that is all the books that I bought in December. Again, this is book haul number 3, and we are done, since I'm not going to buy any more books today, and we're going into the new year. So, and I do have some books that I did order online, but they won't get here till January, so they don't technically count for December, and because they haven't shown up. And I think I have one pre-order, I think in January. So my book haul should be really kind of small in January. I am not planning to buy a lot of books in January, except I have a lot of gift cards. So I have a potential to buy over $100 worth of books at a couple different places because I have gift cards. So I might be just blowing smoke and, you know, saying, oh yeah, I have enough books now, I don't need to buy anymore. But I will probably buy books. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, if you guys have read any of these things or have any suggestions on what I should focus on, let me know. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.